Hello friends, my name is Shayla and today I'm here to update you on my thoughts about bullet journaling. So if you guys didn't see my previous video, I will leave it linked for you. This is where I decided to try to bullet journal like Kayla from over at Books and Lala. She's one of my favorite content creators. I will leave her linked down below. If you're not subscribed to her, you really should. She tries to do very original content. She thinks she's in a creative slump right now, but she's doing really great, and I really like what she's doing with her channel. So I went to Target, picked up a couple of supplies to try bullet journaling, and so let's talk about my thoughts about the month of June as I bullet journaled and whether I will be continuing in July. Okay friends, so here is my bullet journal. I've never bullet journaled before this experiment, so you'll kind of have to bear with me on some of the drawings, especially in this first month, as it was a very new thing for me. So here is my June monthly spread. As you can see, I didn't end up doing much with it as time went on, so I wouldn't do this model for a monthly calendar again. The next up was my husband choose my TBR list and video ideas. I liked the layout of this. If I continue, I'll probably tweak it a little bit, but overall, this was very functional and I enjoyed how that turned out. So next up we have my books read list, where I kept the books read that I read throughout the month and their star rating. Again, this is just a very practical thing for somebody who reads as much as I do to keep track of everything and the star rating so that when I do wrap-ups or reviews, I have the information readily available. I found this a great tool for me. I also kept track of the manga I read. I participated in Manga Readathon, so I read a ton of manga in the month of June, more than I normally would, but I really liked tracking my manga separately from my books, just because manga is a medium I fly through a lot quicker than my books. So as you can see, on the next page over was books I bought in June. I didn't end up filling that out, so that's not something I think I'll continue. I tend to keep track of that digitally in my phone as I purchased, so I think that's just going to be easier for me to do that. This next page is one that Lala does online and does a lot with. So in this one, this is a stack of books of all the things that I read in the month of June and pages read. One thing I ran into with this is I tend to read big books and I tend to read a lot at a time. I did not track manga in these pages read daily lists so that I could probably keep track of my books pretty easily. But what ended up happening is I still ended up running out of space on days. So if I were to continue, instead of doing every 50 pages, I would probably do every 100 pages. Because this month, like in July, I've got Tome Topple that I'm participating in, and also Booktubeathon at the end of the month. The other thing I'm not sure about is the book stack. Again, because I read so much, my book stack doesn't look nearly as cute as Kayla's. Check out her Instagram as well if you ever want to see this like as a work in progress throughout the month, because I love watching her update those. She usually just does it really simple. She just colors it in and writes everything out and has music playing, and she'll show you what music she's listening to in the background. So it's really fun, and I found this. I loved tracking my pages read daily, because as you can see, there were some days where I didn't read anything, and other days where I read very little, and other days where I was voracious and read a ton. So I'd like to track that a little more thoroughly, so that's why I think if I were to continue, I would bump it up to every 100 pages rather than every 50. So the big question is, will I be continuing in July? And the answer is yes. I ended up really enjoying my bullet journal through the month of July, or the month of June, sorry. So I've decided to go ahead and continue in July. So one thing I want to do real quick, I keep track of a couple other things. So this is how I'm keeping track of the books on my TBR shelf. So I took 13 books down on that list in the month of June, which was great. So I've decided to color them in rainbow. Oh, one other thing. The thing I ran into with the last month is these pens. These pens are great for writing. They're the Papermate Flares in the, I believe it's called the Candy Pop collection is the one that I picked up. They're great for writing, but not for coloring in. So what I did is I got some new markers. These are the La Plume 2s. I just got them in the standard set. They're from Marvy, and they're dye-based colors, and they color in a lot easier. So that is one upgrade that I've made since my last video that I'm really happy with. So there is my current running TBR shelf, so I still have room where if I went from 83 books to 70 books. So say at the end of July, I have 75 books. Instead of coloring things in, I would add 5 more books here to the end. So I still have space to do that. I am also tracking my subscriber count. I gained 30 subscribers in the last month. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. My goal is to get to 1,000. I would love to do it in the next month. If not, I would like to have it to 1,000 by the end of the year. I would love it if you'd hit that subscribe button if you aren't already one of my regular subscribers. So here's kind of my July main page. I didn't add a calendar to the main page because I ended up doing a calendar here. I really think I'm going to like this layout of it because then I can highlight when I'm in the middle of a readathon, but I can also write down when I want to put up certain videos. As you can see, it's already a little bit off balance for my uploads, but not too badly, thankfully. And this is also, I'm calling it Video Brainstorm, so anytime I have an idea for videos, I'm doing that over here in this little quadrant and keeping track of things so I can figure out what I did from my new ideas and what I didn't do. If you have anything you'd love to see me do, let me know in the comments down below. Next up, I altered this page a little bit. Because I did my video ideas on a different page, what I did is at the top, I'm doing a couple buddy reads this month. So I've got those there. So I'm doing Legacy of Kings with Connor over at Connor O'Brien and Sybil Secret with April over at April Sarah. Those are my 2 buddy reads I have planned for this month. If you ever want to do a buddy read with me, just let me know in the comments down below and we'll figure out something we both want to read because I love to buddy read with people. So this is my Tome Topple TBR. I've already added to my Tome Topple TBR. You'll have to check out my vlogs for that. And because it's the 4th of July, so we celebrate our nation here in the US, I drew Purple Mountain's Majesty down here. It's just a doodle. It's not anything that's my best work by any means, but I found it a little fun pizzazz down there at the bottom of the page. And I also have a spot for my Booktubeathon TBR. Once I find out what the challenges are, I can write in my TBR there. So here again is my books read page. I'm going to continue to do this, and then I'm also going to continue to do my manga read. One thing I noticed the previous month is that having them back to back, there was a little bit of bleed over, so just to avoid that, I put them on completely separate pages, and I'm glad that I've done that thus far. Granted, these markers don't bleed through quite as much. And then here's my daily pages read. I've made it more of a flag at the top, and then I have broken it down into 100 pages at a time instead of 50. And as you can see, I'm regularly hitting 400 pages right now because I am in the middle of a readathon, and I will be doing readathons toward the end of the month. So I'm already glad that I've updated it this way. I am going to track my manga pages this go around and see how that does for me because I'm really curious page-wise what I'm doing with manga as well. So that is it, guys. That is all I am currently tracking in my bullet journal. If there's anything else you'd like to see me track, let me know. So friends, there you have it. I decided to continue to bullet journal through July. If you guys want me to continue to post bullet journal videos for you, because this will remain bookish, I'm not really going to add anything else into my bullet journal at this point because I really love my other planner, which I have videos for, so I will leave those linked for you as well. So if you want me to continue to bullet journal for you and show you what I'm doing every month, kind of like Kayla does, let me know in the comments down below. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks again to Kayla for making such beautiful bullet journals that it inspired me to try. And I will see you guys in the next video.